Hello and good morning. It's Phil Thatch, and I'm out here today at the Chickamauga Dam. That's the Tennessee River, and there's the 10 Bridge Railroad Bridge, which currently has a train going across. And I've been out actually since about 7:30 this morning, since right about sunrise, and just have not had any luck finding birds to photograph. So I came down here to the Chickamauga Dam because I knew there would probably be great blue heron here. And today I'm out with the Nikon Z50 and the new 180 to 600, which I love this lens. So I'm just going to get some of these wading birds here at the Chickamauga Dam. They're always here, or virtually always here. So it's good to have some place to go to do photography when you can't find birds anyplace else. So I'm going to get started. Right now, there's a great blue heron. You may be able to see it. There's a great blue heron right there. And it's about 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius today. So it's really cold. And I'm going to see what I can get. Here's that first great blue heron that was right beside me in that video clip that I just showed you. And it looked like it was really hunkered down and trying to stay warm because it was so cold this morning as I was making these photographs of the beautiful great blue heron. I'm sitting right down here beside the sidewalk now. There's a sidewalk for fishermen to work from down here. And there's a great blue heron right down there on a rock in the river right in front of the sidewalk. And the sidewalk down there is actually underwater. I've seen this entire sidewalk underwater, and I've seen it 5 or 6 feet above water before, so you never can tell. But I've been working on some shots of the heron down there fishing on the rock. Compositionally, this is probably the best photograph of the day, and I took a number of shots before I realized that if I got a little bit lower, then the great blue heron's head would be above the water line there in the background, and it looks so much better. And it's kind of got a little rule of thirds action going on. And even though there is a railroad bridge piling in the background, it looks pretty nice too. And this shot is only 180 millimeters. And I wish I had shot it wide open at 5.6, but I was accidentally at 6.3. We came down to the fishing pier, which you can see behind me, and there was a heron on the handrail. I got some shots of it, including some hyper up close, super up close. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, they were really up close shots at 600 millimeters, probably pretty near the minimum focus distance. I'm gonna go see if I can find some more of these beautiful birds. I have 4 photographs to share with you of the great blue heron that was on the railing at the fishing pier. And this first one is a 600 millimeter shot, but I wasn't really close to it. And then it started walking around on the railing and I got a couple of shots of it. I stepped back and shot at 370 millimeters for this shot of the great blue heron on the rail. And this one where it's already reached all the way over to the corner. The background is a little bit distracting in this, the riprap, and here is the super up close 600 millimeters at near the minimum focus distance. I didn't push it all the way to minimum focus distance, but you can see there's a whole lot of detail in this shot of the beautiful great blue heron on the fishing pier. I'm a little bit downstream of the dam now. In fact, I'm downstream of the railroad bridge as well. There's kind of a flat area here. And right over here in some of this grass, there was a great blue heron that was kind of hiding, trying to stay warm, I guess. And I made a few shots of it. And it's windy too. I don't know if I mentioned in any of the previous clips, not only is it 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it's also kind of windy. So its feathers are kind of blowing around in the shot. This bird had some kind of unusual looking spots on its eye, and I was going to clean them up. And you know what? I decided to just leave them in there because that's the natural look of this bird. And I do like its feathers blowing in the wind and how it's kind of hiding in the grass down there near the Tennessee River. There was a male eastern bluebird on this dangerous waters sign that's right at the top of the boat ramp here. And so I guess the tradition of all the birds being bluebirds continues. Blue heron and eastern bluebirds. This is the first shot in the video that I had to significantly crop, and it's because the bird is so small and I didn't want to spook it, so I shot it from a pretty good distance. But the Z50 is not bad for cropping. You can crop it and still have lots of detail, as you can see in this photograph. I think that's going to do it for me today here at the Chickamauga Dam. I really enjoyed using this 180 to 600 Nikon lens. I just love this lens. I'm not a huge fan of the Z50 anymore, although I am still a fan of the image quality that I can get out of it. I just wish the battery was a little better and the autofocus, it was a little better. I know I mention that every time, but it's worth mentioning that there are better cameras out there, but I don't know if there's any better lenses than this 180 to 600. It is fantastic. And if you're looking for a budget super zoom, just great. So this has been really, really cold. And next time I go shooting, it'll be with Heather, and we're going to Florida. We're going to be on Merritt Island at the Black Point Wildlife Drive. So it's going to be much, much warmer, and the wading birds will be much smaller. We'll probably be getting some snowy egret and some tricolored heron, and hopefully some roseate spoonbill. So stay tuned. That's coming soon on the channel. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to see some more. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.